Hi, dear friends. My name is Peter Hayes, and I'm with the Spiritist group Love and Light in Newark, New Jersey. In the past, I had an audio program that was based on this book, Living Spring. And in honor of the 10th anniversary of Kardec Radio, I would like to read from you one of its chapters. When I was doing the program, Living Spring, I would flip through the book and pick a chapter at random. And today, I came across this one. It is chapter 95, See and Go Forward. Bible quote, "One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see." From the Gospel of John, chapter 9, verse 25. Here's what Emmanuel said. Despite the renewing work of the gospel in the areas of consolation and preaching, which is unfolding before the masses, sowing miracles of comfort in people's souls, the subtle and nearly unknown endeavor of making use of the good news is always individual and non-transferable. As they go about their daily lives on their journey of spiritual learning, if Christians do not enjoy noticeable advantages according to human immediate standards, advantages such as consolation, encouragement, or material prosperity, so as to apply the living teachings of Jesus in their own lives, they are seen as peculiar, oftentimes by their own fellow workers in ministry. Having reached such a position, and if they take advantage of the sublime opportunity by means of submission and diligence, they experience a complete change of behavior. They change the table of values that surround them. They know where the eternal fundamentals are hidden. New areas of struggle open up to them through an inner vision that others cannot understand. They discover different motives for spiritual growth through personal sacrifice, and they recognize loftier sources of incentive for their endeavor. Consequently, they frequently provoke heated discussions concerning their attitude towards Jesus. As they grasp the Master's teachings more clearly, they are seen as fanatic, backward, stupid, or crazy. However, if you really are seeking redemption with the Lord, then go forward with self-confidence. Regard without affliction or discouragement the attacks by incomprehensible and stagnated hearts brought on by your genuine, Jesus-focused activity. Repeat the words of the blind man who received his sight and go forward. I'll say a few words about this. The Bible quote, it is the blind man who says, "One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see." In this section from chapter 9, verse 25, just before that, Jesus has been having a lot of confrontation with the Pharisees. And he's basically saying to them that I have God through me and God works through me. But he's telling the Pharisees God does not work through them. And the reason is that the Pharisees at this point are trying to kill Jesus. And they've been threatened by him. And the more they're threatened by him, the more they're not in harmony with God at all. They're in harmony with their fear, their egos, and so forth. And so Jesus confronts them about this, and they don't like it. And just before the moment that leads up to the quote that I read you, they're actually throwing stones at Jesus. So Jesus escapes, and then he comes across the blind man. And someone asks him, why is this person not able to see? Did he sin? Did his parents sin? What happened here? And I'm going to read to you Jesus's answer to this because it's revealing. Jesus said, "It was not that this man sinned or his parents, but that the works of God might be made manifest in him. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night comes when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. So what does that mean? Well, it's interesting that the man who is blind, he's not looked upon as being punished. It's not some expiation. Perhaps it was. But more importantly, his blindness is actually potential. If he's blind, he has the potential to see. And the soul has been designed or put together to have the same ability, the capacity for enlightenment, the capacity for progress, to be able to be in the light. When we think about
Hello, friends. I'm Alba Morales from Annapolis, Maryland, and I am here to congratulate Kardec Radio in its 10th anniversary in this beautiful, gorgeous 4th of July. We are very happy and very grateful for having this tool, this instrument, to nurturing our soul. We would like to share today one of our favorite messages from the book Happy Life by our dearest Joanna de Angelis. It's talking about light and stars. And today is all about that, isn't it? The light and the stars that we are celebrating today, because so many brothers and sisters gave their lives for us to enjoy this freedom and the liberty of expressing ourselves. Let us read from the book Happy Life. Let the light of your faith shine throughout your smile, your words, and your attitude toward life. The world needs light to overcome the prevailing darkness. Expand your confident, luminous presence, helping the child, the disheartened, the fallen, and the rebellious. Light always attracts, enriching with beauty. Don't let that star go out on account of the surrounding antagonistic elements. Let it shine, pointing out blessed pathways for those longing for a chance at self-realization. All of us, we have an inner light because we have the seed of God in our hearts, in our spirit. We are her children, and therefore there is always light inside of us, and there is always people that is in need of what we have, and smile, a kind word, keeping silence in moments of distress, sometimes just by being there with others. It is a way to light this inner light. So let us acknowledge the beautiful beings that we are, even though we are still in this planet of expiation and tribulations. We still have a long road and long pathway to go. We have had the last years being very difficult and challenging for many of us with the COVID-19 pandemic. Even though we are not alone, we have the good mentors. We have the spirits, our mentors and angels, doesn't matter the name. And especially in Kardec Radio, we have the mentors of Kardec Radio. They are designing actually each program. They are inspiring each presenter. We are just like microphones, bringing out to the audience, to the public, what is already in books, in messages. So this is a great instrument and tool of enrichment, and we are happy to be part of this great family. We are happy that you are part of the Kardec Radio family. Kardec Radio, we wish you 10 more years, and 10 more years, and 10 more years of planting the seeds of hope, love, and light Happy birthday, Kardec Radio. Happy 4th of July for all of you.
Hello, dear friends. It is with my heart full of love and full of happiness that I'm here with all of you today celebrating the 10th anniversary of Kardec Radio. It is so important to have this radio here for us, not only here in the US, but all around the world. We have today shows and hosts from all different places here bringing those words, those lessons from Jesus, from the high elevated spirits for us in English, so we can spread those words, we spread those seeds to all around us, to all around the world. And to celebrate that, I would like to bring here a message for us to think a little bit about it and to reflect a little bit about it. The name of this message is Seeds. It is from the book Nós, or We, by Emmanuel, channeled by Francisco Cândido Xavier. So Emmanuel says, "Let your words of faith landing in the soil of the hearts be seeds of the future. Charity is also the spreading of hope and courage to friends who are on the verge of being discouraged in their struggles for the victory of goodness. Whenever possible, throw a paddle of love and optimism to those around you who are awakening to the knowledge of spiritual life. The wind of time will transport what you said for the good of others, and from your words, the fruits of peace and blessing will surge around you, enveloping you in vibrations of trust and joy." So in my opinion, it is exactly what Kardec Radio has been doing in the last 10 years, spreading those seeds, spreading those petals of love to all the ones around us, to any person who is in need of listening and uplifting word, someone who is willing to have more knowledge from Spiritism, from the teachings from Jesus, anyone who is willing to have this inner enlightenment, inner transformations, this growth, because and we know that all of us, we want that, all of us, we need that. We are here on earth, on a planet of trials and expiations. We are still evolving. We have a long path ahead of us. So for us here, it is very important to have this place as Kardec Radio for us to be able to go to study and to listen and to be with those words, those seeds, and hopefully those seeds will be in our hearts, in our soils, good soils, so it can grow and become trees with fruits, so we can also be able to share those seeds one day to the one around us, and doing those that work of spreading this hope, this love, and all these blessings around us. And we can do that. We all are already doing that in our community, in our family, by being an example, as the Spirit says, as Jesus said. We are always an example to someone around us. So let's try always to get those seeds and to spread those seeds to the ones around us. So congratulations, Kardec Radio, for this 10th anniversary, and I hope there are many, many, many more years here coming with all of us.
Prayer for the guardian angel. Wise and benevolent Spirit, messengers of God, whose mission is to help men and conduct him towards goodness. Uphold me in life tests. Give me the strength to suffer without complaining. Turn away from me all the evil thoughts, and do not allow me to give access to any bad spirits who may try to induce me to evil. Clarify my conscience with respect to my defects, and take away the veil of pride from my eyes, which can prevent my seeing them and admitting them to myself. Particular to me, my guardian angel, who watches over me especially, and all the rest of your protecting spirits who take an interest in me, I beg you to help me to become worthy of your protection. You know my needs. May they be attended to according to the will of God, and so be it. This prayer is the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 28, item 12.
Hello, dear friend. I'm really happy to be here and that you are here with me celebrating the 10th anniversary of Kardec Radio. Oh, it's so good to be together. And for that celebration, I researched a little bit a text, and I found it an amazing one, which it's connecting to the pandemic and Spiritism, and I think a consoling message, right? And let me share it with you. It's called You Are Never Alone. It's from an anonymous spirit, and it was received through the medium Ivone Crespo Limoges, and it's found in the September newsletter 2019 of the Spiritist Society of Florida, but also published in Spiritism Magazine issue 48. So I'll start the text and then I'll make some reflections, and I hope we enjoy together. It starts: the effects of war, violence, natural disasters, sickness of mind, body and soul, afflict all the inhabitants of the world one way or another. Yet, in the midst of all heartbreak, sorrow, fear, pain and anguish, you are never alone. Your spirit protector is ever by your side, instilling within and about you their beneficial spiritual vibrations of calmness, goodness, inspiration, and courage, and emitting the special love that comes from the divine source to help uphold you through all the many struggles, pains, tribulations, traumas, and the daily drudgery widespread on your material world. Also, from the spirit world are the spirits of your families and their friends, from present and past lives, doing their part to help ease your distress, anxieties, doubts, and loneliness, trying hard to comfort and console you. Their empathy allows them to know your pain, and they see your tears. In addition, when your physical body sleeps, these spirits directly interact with yours. When it returns to the spirit world each night, they reach out to provide guidance, counseling, and healing, as well as to remind you of the just case, the why, of what you're going through, the kind of life you choose, or have chosen, the one you pledge to undergo with strong determination in your present existence. Knowing all this, please try to open your hearts to all these loving spirits who care so very much for your personally and for your spiritual progress. They reach out to help you, although you may not see them, they are there. At moments of pure desperation, you may feel their loving sweet impressions. So, try your best to be emotionally and mentally receptive to receive their loving, valuable, and productive influences. Be reminded that the pain in all forms suffered upon the earth washes away the impurities of your soul. All the trials, tests, and atonements elevate your spirit. In this way, sentiments can be awakened in order to have more of an inner appreciation and further comprehension of compassion, forgiveness, sympathy, empathy, benevolence, charity, and fraternal love. Dear ones, as you advance, your suffering will be less, and you will eventually reach true happiness. The divine evolutionary process provides for your spirit's enlightenment and hasten your intellectual and moral elevation. So be strong. The Creator is all love, and you are always provided with spiritual assistance to fulfill your soul's journey. Wow. So good, right? So my friends, as we're here together and we listen to this text, I have 5 outcomes which are very, very consoling. So the first one, not only with the text, but because we learn about Spiritism, is about life after death, right? We have this reasonable faith and we totally understand we are eternal. And we are very pleased for all the work that Kardec did, all the spirits consoling, the high spirits that brought us message through so many mediums like Chico Xavier, Divaldo Franco, and many others. So many good books. So we have this first thing in common, and we are very happy about that, right? And the second one the text brings us is that we are never alone. We have assistants, and a very loving assistant, not only our guardian angels, which are already, wow, doing a terrific job, right? Imagine 24 hours by 7, you are dedicating for one person, and for all wrongdoings we do, they're still with us. So this is pure love. And besides that, our family, our friends, right, which are on the other side, who are on the other side, they are always looking for us, taking care of us. So we should and we must be open to their vibrations, right? So whenever we feel we are out of this wavelength, we should calm ourselves, think about them, and try to observe their best influences. The third is that our pains and struggles helps us, right? So the text says, is elevate us, wash away our impurities, so collaborates to our growth. So it's so good to know that, right? So we are not passing that for nothing, right? So it's important for our growing, so it's amazing. So we see the pandemic and diseases and mental suffering and emotional suffering from another perspective. The fourth is that tomorrow will be better than today because we'll be more evolved, right? So it's very consoling to know that you know, I am in the best version right now, right? So I am more ready to get through hurdles, right? So maybe there's gonna be some other hurdles, but at least I am more evolved today and will be more tomorrow. And the last one, the fifth one I would like to share is that we will suffer less as we evolve. The text brought us that. And that's amazing, right? It's so consoling to know we are reaching and we are going to a pure happiness state. So my friends, let's get this message all together, and together with the celebration of Kardec Radio, let's put our thoughts together, our hearts together, because everything we are passing is for our own good, and that tomorrow is going to always be a better day. So thank you so much for being with me, and with this message of consoling and hope, I wish you all the best today, and God bless you. Bye bye, my friends. A big kiss. Ciao, ciao.